Welcome to the morning success call. Here we go. We are starting today, starting Monday, 9 a.m., starting the day with some great sales information, great sales tactics. You guys know my motto, learn one new skill to close deals. Let's learn one new skill together, okay? I was in the YouTube, I put these all out through YouTube as well. One person asked me, why don't I put the names and let people talk and engage in these calls? I am as we grow more of an audience, but right now I just want to keep things just me focused on the actual content. And then later on, we'll have more of a Q&A session as we grow more and more students and grow more and more audience. But guys, feel free to call me, text me, comment on the pages, and I always respond. So that's a thing I wanted to mention as well. Okay, so today's going to be a two-part class. We're going to talk today, and then coming on Wednesday, we're going to do part two. But part one, creating urgency. A lot of people give me the problem of, Ronnie, I did everything. I talked to them, I showed them the house, I showed them the product, I did the buyer consultation. We did I thought it was a great meeting. I got all the details, and then they just said they want to put put the process on hold. They want to put the sale or the search on hold. They want to pause or pump in the brakes. Guys, why do humans pump the brakes? Let's talk about that. Why do people pump the brakes? Why do they stop? Why do they refuse to commit? And this is because typically it's an emotional response. Maybe you did too good of a job, moved too fast. Now they're thinking, are there other options? Maybe you haven't found them just what they want and they thought it was going to be easy. Maybe we set unrealistic expectations. That happens all the time. So what about because again, I can't control them. I can only control me. What about me? What about my process? What about my operation can I change to get the win? Okay, so let's just say that urgency, creating urgency and using urgency, that is part of an emotional response. Either pumping the brakes or moving forward, that's an emotional response. So everything I do is based towards the emotional level, their goals, their wants, their needs. If I use too much facts, data, stuff like that, I may lose them. So the first thing I want to do is go towards the emotional side of what they are looking for. Well, John, what are you going to do when blah blah blah? Insert their big fear. Well, Sarah, what's going to happen if we don't blah blah blah? Insert that fear. But let's talk about creating steps and creating again three ways to create the urgency before we get to that point or restart the urgency. Number one, I like to utilize market information to build urgency. If I use market information, market facts, market data, I can build urgency in a way that's not going to come off as a salesman, but that is going to come off as just, hey, here's where we're at. No nonsense, right? Now, I don't want to use facts in a way to justify my position because it's going to come off as he's just saying this to get me to buy. I want to use facts, like I mentioned before, to highlight their position, their position. Okay, how do I do that? So I'm going to take a basic example. Ronnie, it's just not the right time right now. So I would say, John, let me ask you a question. Um, what's going to happen if we don't buy that property or do this thing before your lease is up? What's going to happen then? Well, well, John, what concerns me is that if you look at the market data, prices are going down, which means that here we go, them, they, you, your family, you. That means that you are going to enjoy quite a bit of a discount now, and that may not be available later. So again, you got to buy now because no, you're going to enjoy a lower payment because and it's going to meet your needs. I'm highlighting them, their family, their needs, their wants, them. The facts are not used to highlight my position, it's used to highlight their position. Okay? So I use that a lot, that topic, that tactic. Okay. Now you can do that for almost anything, you know? You can do that for almost any fact, market data driven fact. Okay. So use the facts to highlight their position, to expose maybe some flaws in their thinking, or to expose maybe something they haven't thought about. John, we're dependent on the first time homebuyer program. And if we don't act now, those funds will be gone, and you are not going to get the money that you and your family need to be able to stop paying somebody else's mortgage. So that kind of concerns me, John. What's our plan for that? Right. So now I'm talking in the us, in the we, in the you, in the us, and trying to get that connection going. So facts are fantastic. Now I'll give you one more example. There was a gentleman who's trying to buy property. He found a duplex and it's a FHA loan or maybe USDA loan, and he wants to rent out the other duplex. And I'm thinking, okay, well, part of your income requirements require that you have an investment property on the property, and that property is actually primary occupancy. So you cannot, do that thing. In this case, some cases you can, but in this case, you can't. Well, what are we gonna do there? Right? Well, John, this is not going to meet your needs. Let's find a property that meets your needs because I'm concerned that if we do this path, you're not going to find success and we're going to waste all of our time. Right? So it's about them. It's about what they're looking for and their needs. That's how I use the facts. Okay. Number two, in building urgency in an audience, building urgency in a community, building urgency with your followers, building urgency with your mailing list, whoever that you're broadcasting to, that you're showing to on social media, Instagram, Facebook, on your mailing list or your CRM, whatever, your audience, is a consistent message. Right now, I'm focusing a lot on finding attractive properties, okay, that have low monthly payments. So what I'm doing is I am highlighting any property I can find that's going to have a nice low monthly payment. And that's because a lot of people in my market want to move, they want to engage the market, but their payments right now are lower and they're having trouble in this area. So I'm trying to highlight property that's got a better, more attractive monthly payment. So that's my goal on Facebook. That's my goal on social media. I'm consistent about it. I'm posting several times a day, a week, whatever the case, my posting schedule about low monthly payments and how they have to act now. Now, the thing is that if I am consistent about that message, people are going to see me as that thing. Some of you guys want to be the luxury realtor where you're posting luxury property, but maybe think about other things that are going to entice high price point buyers to your product. Is that investment opportunities? Is that talking about, the EB-5 visa program for overseas buyers? What is that thing that's going to attract luxury people to your brand? Right? Or your demographic to your brand. If you're a veteran and you want to be the veteran realtor, well, you're talking about veteran topics. You're talking about, the VA loan, obviously. You're talking about military transitioning from civilian life to professional life. You're highlighting veterans who are business owners. You're doing all these things with a consistent message towards veterans, right? Consistency is key when it comes to social media, trying to attract that client base. Okay. And then pick your audience, right? If you have a good audience that you've researched is your best audience, then find what the things that attract them, that guide them, that they're interested in, and then be that person. I would highly recommend, incredibly, video. Be the video person for that community. There's a great realtor in Sarasota, St. Pete, Tampa area. All he's doing is highlighting businesses, businesses, highlighting his top businesses, and he's finding business owners that want to transact with him. It's solid, solid play. So consistent message to your audience, detailed and informative, can build urgency in someone wanting to buy that way. All right, let's go for the number three in building urgency and rapport with a community, building urgency rapport for clients, the unicorn. I love this one. This is my go-to move, and I do it via text, and I do that one consistently. Hey, Mike. It's been a while. I found a property you're not going to believe. When's a good time for us to chat? And that's going to expose the real problem, right? If they call me back quick, oh, tell me about it, then I know they're good. We're interested. We're moving on. We're going to go see that property. If they go, I put it on hold, it opens the conversation. So it's twofold, that one, right? Hey, John, I saw this property. You're not going to believe. When can we chat? Send me the details. Well, listen, I actually want to show it to you. When can we see it? Send me the details. Oh, I totally would, but it's such a unique property. I want to talk to you more about it via the phone. What can we meet for coffee? Right? Try to get them in person. Don't just send over data without getting something back in return. But that unicorn property is a key one. And it doesn't have to be a property. It can be a situation. Hey, Mike, via text, right? Hey, Mike, I was reaching out. I wanted you to know that three new lots came aboard that community we're looking at. The prices are insane. Can we chat? Right there, I told them what I was specifically wanting. If I do that, it can go either way. They can either get really interested in that opportunity or they can blow it off. So why would they blow it off? Because their criteria has changed. If their criteria has changed, not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. Let's get to that root cause. They're going to give you an objection, and you're going to go through what we've talked about in episode 2, 3, and 4, or 1, 2, and 3, about how to overcome those objections, right? Mike, there's been a shift in the market that's going to work in your favor. Call me. Mike, there's been a shift in the market that's going to change things for you. Call me, right? Now we are what? Talking about the market, the conditions, and getting them back into the purchasing process. The unicorn is key because if you can find a unicorn, something that they've been looking for, they want, that they find attractive, you're going to see your callback rate increase and you're going to see your callback rate really, really dominate. And you're going to have better follow up. I like to keep some of these in my back pocket. I'm always researching properties that have a new construction method, properties that have a great interest rate, properties that are unique, properties that are the only pool home in this certain area or the best pool home in this area. Unicorns, stuff I can pull out of my back pocket for a customer who may be on the fence, may not be sure about what they're going to do, what their intentions are. So I find that key to actually having success with customers who are disengaged. Okay. We're talking about these people that we're creating urgency for, creating urgency for. So again, there are 6 steps that I've found to create urgency. This is part 1. We covered the first 3. Again, creating urgency is an emotional play. Emotional play. You have to appeal to their emotions, their wants, their needs, their goals, their fears. Number 2, we're going to use facts and market data to show them why their game plan is working and how we're going to achieve their goals, or why they have to act now based on the facts. We're going to be consistent in our messaging to our audience, whether that's veterans, first-time home buyers, new builds, land, whatever your niche audience is. And then we're going to find a unicorn. Find them some kind of property, some kind of thing that's really going to excite them about the home buying process, and we can move forward. So, guys, hopefully these small little tips helped today. We're going to cover part 2, which are the 3, on Wednesday. I hope to see you on these morning success calls. Let's start the day with success, and let's learn one new skill, and let's win. All right, guys. Cheers.